Today's episode is sponsored by Spartan Chemical Company. Family owned and operated since 1956, Spartan Chemical is a leading manufacturer of superior and cost-effective specialty chemical products sold through select, trusted distributors. Spartan Chemical makes clean simple. For more information, please visit spartanchemical.com. When you search for and hire a cleaning and restoration technician, you hope that when released to the field, they represent your company the way that you want them to. There's some natural ability to that. Everyone has their own unique way of dealing with customers. Sometimes you value what they do. Other times you may cringe when you hear what your technician does. You can train a tech, but you can't program them to do everything you want. Or can you? So to dig into this topic, I welcome Steve Toburen, a regular guest on my program. Steve is the founder of Homefront Success and is known for presenting a seminar called Hiring the Very Best. Hello, Steve.
Hey, good morning, Jeff.
Good to have you back.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.
Let's dig into this. You know, Steve, there has to be a list of do's and don'ts for technicians, and we don't have all day to talk about all of them, but I know recently you sent a quick tip out. You listed 3 don'ts for technicians. I don't know if I agree with all of them, but let's have you run through those and then we'll talk about it. What are they and how do they apply?
Fair enough. Well, let's just focus on the don'ts. And that's so important simply because when we create a negative moment of truth, a negative impression, it sours the customer on the entire results of the job. So first don't is when you knock on the customer's door and she answers it, she does not want to be facing the Blues Brothers. It's a huge negative. Behavioral scientists tell us that the eyes are the eyes to a person's soul. So therefore, when they can't see you, they don't like that at all. So one thing I want you to do, Mr. or Miss Tech, is leave the sunglasses in the truck. Not to mention the fact that when you get into a dark house, you're going to take them off, you're going to put them down, and then you're going to leave them at the house. And that's another negative moment of truth. The second don't would be don't bring in a cell phone. And yet I know when I say that, everybody listening to us, Jeff, is going, wait a minute. I can't tell my technician to not bring in their cell phone. Their cell phone is grafted to their hand because they're constantly texting. Well, that's the whole problem. Customers, oddly enough, feel like that when the technician is inside the home, theoretically working for them, they should be focused on the carpets or on the tile or on the home. So I've had to grudgingly change my attitude and realize, okay, they are going to have a cell phone. So what we're going to do instead is with a don't is 2 things. First of all, don't text in front of the customer. If you have to do it because you're obsessed, you're addicted, do it when the customer isn't around. And the second thing, this is a do for all the reminder of our owners out there, insist that your technician wear a wristwatch. Here's why. Because most people anymore, especially the younger generation, how do they check their time? Oh, let me see. And when they check their time, they immediately go, whoa, wow, Sally just texted me. Let's see what Sally says. Oh, well, I can't wait to respond. Let me respond right now. And we're off and running. So don't check your cell phone in front of the customer. Check your watch. And not your Apple Watch where you respond to the text on your Apple Watch either. Does that make any sense at all to you, Jeff? I know you said you weren't sure you agreed or not. Can we agree on the first two?
I can agree on the first two. I think your second one's a tough sell, but, and my question is, what if the boss has to get in touch with a technician?
Well, that's because the technician, remember, I said I would prefer them not to bring their, well, what I love, and it is a tough sell. The best thing to do, if you don't have any technicians, if you're starting with a clean slate, you hire the first technician. Here's what you do. And I thank you for asking this, Jeff. You say, Charlie, welcome aboard. Now, I don't want you to use up your minutes and risk damaging your phone while you're working for me. So what I'm going to do is give you your very own company cell phone. Great. Now, this cell phone, Charlie, is programmed. So essentially what you can do is receive text from all your co-workers from the office, communicate back and forth. And if for some reason your family needs to get in touch with you, just have them call the office and the office will patch them through. Or vice versa, if you need to call your family, the office will patch them through. That's the gold standard for maintaining contact with your technicians. But you're right, Jeff, it's a tough sell.
But it's an important one because we're all consumers too. And when people are in our own homes doing work and they're on their phones, it's your time. It is your time you're paying for.
Yeah. It's a terrible, terrible moment of truth.
I agree. You have a third?
I do.
An interesting one. Go for it.
I do. And an important one. Do not let your technician bring in a bad attitude. That is so important. Now, of course, you say, well, what's a bad attitude mean? Well, maybe we can't explain it, but we all know what it is. And maybe the simplest thing I can tell you is, life is too short to surround yourself with people with a bad attitude. So not do it. Hire the very best people, not just for your customer's sake, but for your own sake. And here's how you can tell if your technician has a bad attitude. When they walk in or when they don't walk in, you're thinking, I got to say hi to Charlie this morning. It's somebody versus somebody who, as I say, automatically smiles. In fact, you mentioned my hiring the very best seminar, Jeff. Just to sum it up in 3 simple words, hire the smile. That's what I want. Hire people who automatically smile. If you have to explain to your technician how to treat people, you've probably got the wrong technician.
I have told folks who've asked me the question, Steve, that if you can't have your technicians over to your house for dinner and enjoy a dinner with them with your family, that's a tell.
Absolutely. And that's tough because I know that many of my students are struggling big time to hire anybody for frontline technicians. And probably the simplest thing I can tell you to do above all else is raise your prices, charge more, because if you charge more, you can pay more. Now, because you pay more, does that mean a marginal employee, a marginal worker will work harder? Will they smile more? No. But when you pay more, you can attract and keep better people. That's guaranteed.